Good morning, everyone. It's Brian Davis. BrianDavisAlive.com is the website. And once again, I'm so glad you guys are here. I'm not having a good day. Not going to lie to you. I'm having a rough day. It's a little bit later in the day. I'm not even going to try and kid you and tell you it's morning. It's not. I had my blood draw this morning. I'm having a cup of coffee because I'm having a bad day. Not that I have to have a bad day to have a cup of coffee, but boy, does it taste good. You know, Starbucks coffee, my favorite. It's my old Starbucks mug. You know, there's coffee's my last vice. Honestly, it is. And I don't drink much because my body doesn't tolerate it well anymore. But I do get a lot more done in a day if I have a little coffee, and I make it weak. But I still get that good flavor. And my wife's kind of turned me into a tea drinker, but enough of that. As I promised, I'm going to start making a video every single day and checking in with you guys and posting it up here on my YouTube channel. I'm hoping that the YouTube channel grows. If you are new here, ba-boom, click on the subscribe icon. Please. I need at least a minimum of 100 subscribers before I can change the name of the channel. And it's got to be firmly 100. It can't be just like 100 for 10 minutes and then I can change the channel. No. I want to change the channel to YouTube.com/Brian Davis Alive. And so that's branded along with everything else that I have going on in my journey. And it just makes it easier for everybody to find my stuff. So, if you could find it in your heart to click that subscribe button, I would greatly appreciate it. I'm looking forward to doing some exciting things here on YouTube. Like I said yesterday, I'm going to throw it out there again. I stumbled across Weed 'em and Reap. It's a YouTube show on YouTube, and I highly recommend you check it out. I mean, if you're into that kind of thing. What it is, it's Danelle and Kevin. They are urban farmers out in Arizona. And, a unique situation where they live in a subdivision that allows livestock. And they've kind of started their own family farm. And they're really living, lack of a better term, yard to table. And the reason I stumbled across them is I'm considering, well, I'm not considering, I'm doing it. I've thought about it for a lot of years, and it's just one of those things I'm going to do. As a way to keep myself busy this summer. My wife is a full-time nursing student. She has a lot of studying to do, and when I get bored, I get under her feet. So, I'm going to start a square-foot garden. And I've been doing some research on how to garden. And not that I don't know how to garden, I mean how to square-foot garden. There's little tricks and tips to pruning tomatoes properly and different things. And so I'm going to get that going so I have something to do in the summer. But today's been a rough day. And so I was researching how to build the planter boxes, the raised boxes, and that's when I stumbled across Danelle and Kevin's channel, Weed 'em and Reap. Oh, here comes Big Maggie. I literally look forward to their videos every day. I watch it every single day. I'm more religious about watching that than I am anything on TV. Well, we don't even have TV anymore. We just stream stuff on the internet. But it's a cool little show. I enjoy it. It's pretty simple. But it really goes hand in hand with living hand to mouth in today's world. Things have gotten so quick and out of control. It's just a cool little show to watch. Check it out. I don't know if you like it or not, but I did. Today I'm going to give you a little taste of what I got going on because my day has been chaos. And, these videos, I'm not even going to worry about how long they are because I don't know if anybody will even ever watch them. I don't much, if you don't, that's okay. I'm not going to be upset with anybody for not watching my videos. But if you can find it in your heart to watch them, great. And like I said, click the subscribe button. What have I got going on today? Well, I started these to-do lists. This is my to-do list for yesterday, okay? And most of the stuff is checked off. And what I typically do And then this was, we were trying to figure out whether or not it's cheaper to clean carpet or replace it. I got some damage, so I don't know. We're kind of contemplating. There's not much money to go around. Maybe sell some more stuff. I don't know. But what I usually do is I'll put a date at the top of the page. And today I actually have 2 pages. And then I've got one starting for tomorrow already, because tomorrow's lining up already. And I'm going to put on my goofy glasses. I don't care for them, but my wife says she likes them. She says they're the new style. I don't know. Is she right or is she wrong? Comment below. I would love that. Can you guys give me your input on whether or not these glasses are the new style, or if they just make me look old? You know, it's probably the beard that makes me look old. You know, it's the only place I can grow hair anymore. So tomorrow morning, I gotta take my dogs to the vet, get their shots and all that kind of stuff before I start chemo again. And then I have to drop off new patient forms to the doctor. So that's starting for tomorrow. And then this thing broke loose. Okay, I went and I got all these notes, all these different notes from my wife from this morning already before she went to school. Another one here. Then I got notes here from yesterday with contact numbers on both sides. And yeah, gene sequencing test results. That was quick. I guess when MD Anderson decides they're going to take your case, they don't clown around. They ordered my core samples from Henry Ford. The lead of the clinical team at Henry Ford told me he wasn't sure if they would have any samples left. I said, well, last I checked, patients have rights and you're supposed to retain them for 10 years. And he said, well, we might have used them all. Well, if you haven't done any gene sequencing testing, I don't know how you could have used them, right? So anyway, yeah, 5 samples were sent to Houston. They were put into inventory, and a sample was sent out for the test. And yeah, they came up with 2 underlying cells they can treat. You know, I think it's pretty cool. So immunotherapy, here I come. Right? So I had that going on. I had emails from every hospital, every doctor's office, every clinic, everything I got going on. You know, it's not a perfect world. There's a lot of things that go wrong in the world. And I can't stress enough that if you're a cancer patient or a caregiver of a patient, please subscribe to my web channel or my website. Go to briandavisalive.com. Click on the green subscribe arrow, or green subscribe ribbon for cholangiocarcinoma, and subscribe. You'll be notified when I post things and whatnot. But I'm going to be doing a lot more on being your own patient advocate. It's so important. I have met with so many mistakes, errors. Our system's broken. There's no doubt about it. And I guess the best way I could explain it is I was telling my nurse coordinator at HAP, I finally got one, and I was telling her that, you know, this is different than breaking your leg and going to the ER. You know, it's real simple. You break your leg, you go to the ER, you get a bill in the mail, you pay your portion, you're down the road, you're done and it's over with, right? This is a different animal. You're going to max out your deductibles. You're going to max out your out-of-pocket. You're going to max all these things out. And what's different about this versus like breaking your leg, the bills aren't paid first in, first out like you would anything else. If you start doing that, you're going to pay people that shouldn't be paid. And then you're going to have to ask them for a refund. Ask a hospital for a refund. Good luck with that. I got to do that last year. It actually went pretty smooth. I was surprised, but yeah, I mean, we were paying bills as they came in. We just figured, you know, when you reach your deductible, you reach your deductible, right? It doesn't work that way. It's based on data service. And what's screwed up is I had companies that were sending me invoices in June for services that were done in January and February. That's how behind they were in their billing. And because they were January and February procedures, I had to pay those. They applied to my out-of-pocket and deductible. But they took so long to bill, I overpaid somebody else waiting for that bill to show up. Makes sense? Now, here's one that'll blow your mind. I was talking to McLaren the other day. They do my blood draws. It costs $400 for a blood draw. Well, whatever. They do my blood draws, and they send me a bill for the full amount. Before they've even tried to bill the insurance company or gotten any payment from the insurance company, they send me a bill right out of the gate. Boom. They know I got insurance. They know I have coverage. They send me a bill. So I have a stack of $400 bills. I called McLaren the other day and I said, hey, because I'm going to be leaving McLaren, and I said, hey, what do we owe you? We need to square up. According to the stack of bills I had, I owed them about $5,000, something ridiculous, But according to them, oh, you owe us $6. It doesn't even make any sense. And I explained to the lady, I says, you don't even send out a statement. She agreed. She says, I feel your frustration. She says, trust me, I feel it on this end. She says, I get these calls all the time. So I had that going on. Then I've got charts, my chart. You log in online, you look at all your test results and that. Okay, well, I still have the my charts from the two medical institutions I was dealing with, which was a McLaren and Henry Ford. And now I have my charts from Covenant and MD Anderson. And three of them are all on the same network. They're all Epic charts. All you should have to do is add the doctor to each chart, and they should all be able to view one chart. You know what I'm saying? But it's not a perfect world. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. So I've got a situation where, I'm dragging medical records, paper form, from one appointment to the next because, these online digital charts don't talk to each other. It doesn't even make any sense. So I'm going to work on moving around a little bit down the road. Like I said, inspired by Danelle in her videos. But I really just wanted to get on today and rant. I promised you guys a daily check-in, and I'm going to do that. There are days that I do better than others. Today's been a rough day. It's been a rough one. It's 1 o'clock already, and I don't even know how it got to be 1 o'clock. I'm just really going down my list and just banging things out and trying to get things done. Sending out emails and trying to get my doctors to talk. And it's looking like I'm going to be back in treatment by Monday. So, or Tuesday. That's really good news. That's really good news. My gene sequencing testing came back. That was supposed to take upwards of 6 weeks, and that's already back. So obviously somebody put a push on this. I can't express enough how happy that makes me. It's very cool. Very, 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 very cool. I can't tell you how happy this makes me. This is actually the icing on the cake today. But, today's not that bad, When I get the feeling overwhelmed and like everything's going wrong and every time I turn around things are going wrong and whatnot, I sit back, I take a deep breath, and I think about everybody out there that's got it worse than I do. I mean, really. There's a lot of people out there that got things worse than I do. This isn't so bad. Yeah, my life's going to be shorter. There's no doubt about it. I love my family. I love my sons. I can't express to you how much I love my sons. And the thought of maybe not seeing grandkids, it's tough. It's really tough. I know how much I love my kids. I know how much I love my sons. And I think I'd be a really good grandfather. I really do. I need to beat this. I shared with the people down in Houston today. I'm in Michigan. And I shared with the people down in Houston today that, and with the people here at Covenant, both. I mean no disrespect when I tell a doctor, you're not making a call without talking to this other doctor. I have currently 3 oncologists. Insurance pays for them. When you become a cancer patient, you got to be willing to push. Don't let doctors tell you what's going to happen. Doctors need to give you options. Seriously. And ask questions. Dig on their credentials. I was led to believe, and I haven't listened to the recordings. I have them uploading online. I'm going to listen to them because I've recorded every doctor's appointment I've ever had. But I'm telling you, I was led to believe that my doctor had treated numerous cases of this, when in fact he's only treated 2. 2 cases of this disease. I don't necessarily agree with the decisions with all of the decisions he's made. I don't disagree with the treatment I got. I don't have an issue with it. I'm not saying he made a poor decision in the treatment. He didn't get the gene testing done right away, which upset me. But it's okay. I mean, we'll get past it. It's not the end of the world. I'm a healthy, young man fighting a horrible, disgusting disease. This disease, I'm telling you what, I know there's a lot of cancers out there. I know there's a lot of rare cancers out there. There's a lot of different cancers are as different as humans. They have their own DNAs, and now that we know that, that's what this single-page test is about. It's a DNA snapshot of my tumor. How do you know to beat something if you don't know what it is? That's my opinion. So, I'm glad to see that's done. But I conveyed to, like I said, to MD Anderson and to Covenant, I mean no disrespect. I really don't. I mean no disrespect to any of my doctors. And not even the oncologist that's not my favorite right now. I mean no disrespect to him. I'm not saying that he's not a good doctor. A lot of people talk very, very highly of him, and he's helped a lot of people beat cancer. I'm not trying to discredit him in any way. The major problem was we had 2 different end goals. Okay? My end goal is beating this disease. His end goal was sending me home with hospice. Now, with that said, his defense was it's his job to keep me grounded in reality. Okay? And I shared with him, I have a firm understanding of what I've been diagnosed with. Okay? I'm a researcher by nature. I'm a worrier by nature. I never feel like I'm doing enough, so I'm always pushing the envelope, whether it's in my treatment or research or my fitness, my health, it doesn't matter. I never feel like I'm quite doing enough, so I'm always trying to push that extra mile. I've done a lot of research. I know what I've been diagnosed with. I understand that there's no known cure, okay? But I've also talked with individuals that have been battling this disease for 14 and 16 years. And I've talked with many individuals that have been fighting this disease long past 5 years. And one thing that we all have in common in this group, or I shouldn't say we all have in common, many of us, one thing that many of us have in common is when diagnosed with stage 3 or 4, mostly 4, stage 4, glandular carcinoma, basically told you've got X number of months. I don't get that. I really don't. I really like my new oncologist, Dr. Hassan. And I like his attitude. I like Dr. Javlet's attitude down in Houston. I love his attitude. And they go right hand in hand with Dr. Abajul in Detroit, my lead surgeon, surgical oncologist. Maybe he's not. No, yeah, lead surgeon. Anyway, they all had the same philosophy. I asked Dr. Abajul, I says, hey, let's talk about the elephant in the room. This is back in January of 16. I says, longevity. How long do I have? And he puts his chair back and he said, that's a good question. He said, Brian, you tell me how long I'm going to live, and I'll tell you how long you're going to live. I said, what do you mean? He says, I go to lunch today, trip on the sidewalk, coming back to work, and be gone. You could live 20 more years. I don't know. You tell me how long I'm going to live, I'll tell you how long you're going to live. But he says, but they're both going to be a guess. Because neither one of us has an expiration date stamped on the bottom of our foot. And I love that attitude. Because the bottom line is, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Whether I live 3 years or I live 30, the last 3% is probably going to suck. Odds are, that's just the way it is. So this 3% right now, this 3% today, in this moment, making this video, drinking this cup of coffee, with this pot of coffee sitting here, my dog walking through the room, and then just deciding to take a nap in the middle, just while walking, just decides to take a nap. Living in those moments, enjoying those moments. That's what I gotta enjoy. This 3%, because the last 3% is probably gonna suck. I need to enjoy this 3, because this might be the best 3% I got. It really might. So I need to enjoy it. Part of that is having hope that we can beat this. Every disease known to man at some point in history was no known cure. Was status no known cure. That's the current status of cholangiocar carcinoma. No known cure. Okay? Doesn't mean there will never be a cure. Doesn't mean I won't be the guy to stumble across it. Doesn't mean that there won't be a lady 5 steps ahead of me that stumbles across it and I get to ride those coattails. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to fight every single day as if the cure is going to be found while I'm fighting. It only makes sense to me. Okay? Yeah, people online have been alive 14 and 16 years with stage 4 cholangiocarcinoma fighting this thing, and yet I'm sure they started out very healthy, like I did. But if they're doing that well from a diagnosis that's 14 or 16 years old, when technology back then was like 0, today, all these immunotherapy trials we have going on, just about every trial out there is an immunotherapy trial. I don't know that there's any chemotherapy trials right now. I do believe they're all immunotherapy trials in the U.S. That's huge. That's huge. If you understand the difference between chemotherapy and immunotherapy, you know that that's huge. In a nutshell, I'll explain it real quick, and this is just in a nutshell, because I'm on a rant today. This is just what this is, a rant. Now, I'm feeling good, so I'm ranting. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I shouldn't say I'm not feeling good. Physically, I feel fine. I'm feeling overwhelmed today. That's what I'm feeling. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, that's the best. Chemo brain kicks in, at the most inopportune times. Without question. I can't rewind to figure out what I was going to talk about, so it doesn't even matter. Anyway, I'm babbling. I'll finish that thought tomorrow. Hey, comment below. Let me know what you think about the glasses. Comment below if there's things that you would like me to talk about, things you'd like to hear about. I'm an open book. I'll share just about anything about my treatment. Oh, the difference between therapies real quick. That's what I wanted to share, and then I'm going to knock this off before. It's almost 30 minutes long now. Chemotherapy, that's feeding your body poison, basically. The chemotherapies I've been on are platinum-based chemotherapies. You know, you don't want to be shoving platinum in your body. It's not a good thing to do. But it beats cancer up pretty good. But it also beats up this guy. With immunotherapy, you're supercharging your own immune system, the human immune system, and then allowing the human immune system to attack the tumor cells. The patient still gets sick for a weekend. It's like having the flu. You supercharge the immune system so high that your body freaks out. Your body doesn't know what to do with it. So it's like having the flu for the weekend, I'm told. But the nice thing is, treatments are typically 3 weeks apart. So you feel like you got the flu for a weekend, and then your body fights the cancer for 3 weeks. It's a pretty good... If you're terminally ill, that's a pretty good lifestyle. I wouldn't want to say I'd want to do that forever for myself, but, you know, I got this billy drain hanging out my side that's got to be replaced every 6 to 8 weeks. Man, I'd like to find a doctor willing to take that out. But it's going to require some reconstructive surgery and some bypasses and things like that, you know, and quite honestly, if the risk is too high, I might live with the drain. You know, I'd rather be alive and have a drain than be dead and look pretty. You know what I'm saying? So with that, can't stress enough how much it means to me that each and every one of you is here today to watch this video. I know it's longer. They're all going to be longer. They're basically going to be my babble. I like to talk to people, and this is a really good way for me to air things out. I feel a lot better right now than when I got on this. I knew I was going to get on here and rant. I'm not even going to try and make it something it's not. It is what it is. But I feel better. I thank you for being here and listening. And if you watched it all the way to the end, I appreciate it. Don't forget, boom, over here, subscribe button. Click subscribe. I'd appreciate it. I'm trying to rename the channel, so as many subscriptions as I can get, it'd be great. So I appreciate that. So with that, I love each and every single one of you. I appreciate everybody that has clicked the green subscribe button at briandavisalive.com to be notified whenever there's anything new in my journey. And I got a lot of new things coming up, a lot of exciting things coming up. I'm feeling good. Summer's here, and I just got to get my treatment here organized. And once I get this organized, I get back to work on things here, and a lot of exciting things coming. A lot of exciting things. I'm looking at sharing my experiences at a level that I think everybody is going to be able to benefit from. Life is short. It's meant to be lived. It's meant to be loved. My perspective is razor sharp today. My self-awareness is razor sharp today. And it's because of my diagnosis. And if I can figure out a way to share that razor sharp edge with you without having to go through this diagnosis, I'm going to do it. So, with that, thank you for being here. Danelle and Kevin, think about it. 30 minutes. That's all I'm asking. Let me pick your brains. Think about it. Check them out. They're awesome people. I'm only promoting their site because I really dig what they're doing and I believe in it. When I believe in something somebody's doing, I'll get behind it. You know, there's no benefit for me other than I'd like 30 minutes of their time. But seriously, it's a good show. In fact, I'm going to rewatch today's episode as soon as I get off here. So, with that, I hope you guys have an amazing day. I love each and every single one of you at Team BDA, hashtag Team BDA. Put it out there. Post me a couple pictures. I might check them out. So, with that, have an amazing day.